Good morning and welcome to Be Better at Business TV. Has your business joined the local Chamber of Commerce? If not, it's really missing out. Our guests this morning are Joe Martin, CEO and President of the Fauquier Chamber of Commerce, and Scott Small, CEO of Rev Builders Marketing. And they're here this morning to help us learn how you can use the Chamber of Commerce to grow your business. Welcome, gentlemen. Okay, so I've had people come to me and say, yeah, maybe my business is in the county, but really I'm an international business or a national business, or most of my business is in the city with bigger clients or things like that. So I really don't need the marketing. The Chamber of Commerce isn't my customer base. Do those types of folks, do they need to join the Chamber? What's in it for them?
Most of the businesses like that join a chamber join for community involvement.
Okay.
They join to show that they are part of the community, to show that they are involved in the community, and some of them have a philanthropy aspect where they want to give back to their communities. We do things, I mentioned the Valor Awards. Our Young Professionals is doing a Strikes for the Shelter, a bowling event to raise money for the Fauquier Family Shelter coming up. So those type of businesses will get involved in that. Also, those businesses are located in that community, and at times they have business needs.
Right.
Let's say their accountant retires and they need to find a new accountant. Well, the chamber is a great place to go to. So it's not just a matter of getting business out of folks in the chamber, but finding businesses that can help your business.
Right, so it is a pretty good
Yeah,
conduit
absolutely.
from the owner and the employee to kind of get back with the community and
Exactly.
kind of give back. That's a great.
And some of the larger organizations, and I'm not just saying they're larger, that have that aspect, but it's a great way for their, let's say, middle management to get involved
Right.
and show that they're being part of this community.
Right.
Or even, the business owner of a larger or more successful business. I mean, they might have a mentorship aspect that they want to
Right.
actually mentor younger business men and women in the community and help give back in that manner. So kind of goes back to the, what can I give opposed to what can I get? And
Right.
for a lot of organizations, that's going to be the main driving question. I'm ready to start giving back. I've been successful. How can I help other people come do the same thing that I've been able
Right.
to
And then
do?
there's
So-
also, back to the ante, there's also the advocacy
Right,
aspect,
okay.
because we do have larger scope businesses that have maybe a statewide or a federal issues that face them more than the local businesses do. So they want to utilize the chamber. And chambers like the Fauquier Chamber have memberships with the Virginia Chamber of Commerce
Okay.
and the American Chamber of Commerce. So we have the conduits to be able to voice an opinion on certain issues that are facing business. We're not a lobbying arm, but at least we can be a conduit for information.
Right. I would assume also the education, right? Because the education isn't
Yes.
just for the small business and the owners. It's
For
when
the
you get into the
employees.
young professionals and you get into some of these other
Correct.
topics, a lot of employees who are working in that area are able to come to those things and kind of get something from those as
We
well.
probably see, and you're at a lot of them, so you see, we probably see more of the employees at our lunch and learns than we do the actual business owners.
Yeah, it's good. And so how, as a chamber, you have members in different areas and you kind of get involved in the political aspect of things. How do you kind of touch in and out of the political aspect without getting too tied up into it, without making enemies on one side or the other? How do you tiptoe that?
I'll use
I'll
the
let Joe
term.
answer.
Yeah, you're gonna stay out of that one, aren't you?
I don't
I used the
tiptoe
term
well.
conduit before. We want to make sure that our members and our community, not just our members, but our community, are well informed so they can make an educated decision. I've strongly believe that chambers should not back a certain candidate or really follow a certain party line or things along those lines, but just provide an opportunity, whether it's candidate forums, whether it's debates, or whether it's putting information. I remember a few years ago, Channel 4 actually put key issues up and gave each one of the parties or each one of the candidates answers to those issues.
Okay.
And that's not backing a certain candidate or anything. It's just giving the public that information so they can make an educated decision. And the other thing, too, is we're very active in making sure that our members, we remind them to get out and vote. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest issues right now in a lot of communities around the country is we're not seeing the turnouts that we need, especially for the local.
Right.
A lot of people show up for the national, but for the local issues, that's where your voice needs to be heard.
Yeah, and I know before I was in business and was in telecom sales and I traveled a lot, I'd go to the polls and I might know the national candidates and a little bit of that basis, but when it came to the local guys and gals, it was just a very tough thing to do, so you kind of, but, since joining the chamber, being part of the community, that's been a big help. And so even if you are somebody who travels a lot or whatever, you can look to the chamber as somebody to go get the local information because they're pretty much in touch with what's going on there. So,
Good point.
well, that's great information. So even in an aspect of where you're not really selling locally or that's only a small part of your business, that I can see where a Chamber of Commerce would be good from, especially from the advocacy, the information and education aspect of being able to support you and your employees and your business in that way on a very local basis.
And last point too is a lot of the businesses that are in that aspect, whether large or just have a national scope, they like to have someone in their leadership become part of the leadership of the chamber.
Right.
So they'll join our board, and that'll create a lot of different avenues for bettering their business.
Yeah, and us as small businesses really like that because it starts giving us some networking into some of the bigger businesses too,
Exactly.
which is a great, just love that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, it's been a great show. As we close out, is there anything additional you'd like to share about the Fauquier Chamber of Commerce, Joe?
Well, we've got a couple of great events coming up. I mentioned our Young Professionals Strikes for the Shelter. That's going to be on November 3rd, and we're doing that in partnership with the Prince William Young Professionals, YP Nova, at the Bowl America down on Balls Ford Road. We are looking for bowling teams and sponsors, so please contact us about that. We'd love to have you join us.
Great. And Scott, anything we need to know about Rev Builders marketing?
Very simply, if you want to grow your business, dominate online, and have a well thought out, strategic, integrated marketing plan, that's what we do. So, and we love
Great.
doing it.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Once again, my name is Jamie Gorman. I'm with Sigma Business Management, and we help people be better at business. Thank you for joining us today, and hopefully this information and your local Chamber of Commerce can help you go out today and be better at business. Thank you.